the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello and regards. This is Muhammad Suleiman Ahmadzai, here with a new session for you, my friends. So, what do we have for you after that? I had already told you about select all. That with select all you can select the text. Its shortcut is Ctrl+A. We can also do these tasks with the mouse, or by pressing Alt+H+S+A. We can also do these tasks using its shortcut. We have find and replace. In my previous program, I had demonstrated this for you in Notepad. Here, it does exactly the same things. For example, let's write a few names that are different from each other. For instance, we have Ahmad in lowercase letters. And here, we have Ahmad in uppercase letters. Here we have it. For example, in Word, we read the text again. This one is called title case, and this one is called toggle case. This word is in lowercase, and the other word is in uppercase. Okay, now we'll remove the spacing between its design. Copy and paste. Alright, that's enough for now. Now, let's talk about its shortcut with you. It has a simple shortcut, Ctrl+F, Alt+H+F+D. We open its shortcut with Ctrl+F. We click. We say to it. It says find what? We say, for example, find Ahmad for us. Or you can say, just find the letter E. When we say find the letter E, it will try to find all the instances of E that we have on this page inside the for us. It will show the. It shows however many we have in total. If we tell it, for example, instead of just E, we want to write the full name Ahmad. Ahmad. Now, when I click, try to see that it's not just finding E, it finds the full Ahmad. Here, it doesn't pay attention to the case, whether it's written in lowercase or uppercase. It's in title case. It's in toggle case. Why? Because we haven't done that yet. When we need to turn that on, it means the case should also match. It should also check if the cases match. For example, to compare whether it has the same case or not. Now, in any example where I wrote Ahmad in uppercase letters, just find that one. Now it only finds the one that's written in uppercase. But let's tell it, no, I have Ahmad here written in lowercase. Now it only shows the Ahmad that's written in lowercase. If we tell it, no, for example, find Ahmad for us that's written in title case. That means the first letter is capitalized and the rest are lowercase. Now it only finds those. Why? What does it do with the case? It matches it. It synchronizes them. It checks whether they match or not. Try to see, for example, we have the letter E. We come here and say, for instance, find the letter E. It's just a single letter. It's not a complete word. Actually, we have two types of this letter. One type of E is written alone, meaning it's a complete word by itself. And we also have an E that is part of a word. But now, let me turn this off. Now, it finds both of these for us, whether it's an E that's part of a word or one that's a word by itself. For example, these are words that contain another word. These are letters that, but these are letters that are a word by themselves, meaning it's written alone. But if I select match whole word only here, it means it should only be the whole word, meaning it's written alone. It should find E only when it's written alone, and not when it's part of another word. It won't find those other cases for us anymore. If this is turned off again, then it doesn't matter to it. It will find E regardless. There's one more thing in the find function that we forgot, which is its shortcut. For example, we say, find this letter like E. After that, instead of pressing this button one by one, we can just press the F key. F. For example, we don't click the mouse. Here, pressing F does the find next action. Using find next is easier than clicking each one individually. In previous versions, there used to be a little line under the F here, but now it doesn't show. But its shortcut is F. Every time we click F, what does it do for us? It does find next. It shows the next letter. Now we have something called replace. Its shortcut is also Ctrl+R. In replace here, as we discussed before, you can, for example, change E to B, or you can replace Ahmad with Sadaf, for instance. If you want, you can have it do replace one by one, or if you select replace all, it will do the same thing all at once. So after replace, these two options do exactly what we discussed earlier. Try to see, what else do we have in the View tab? We have a zoom section. We have show and hide, settings. Zooming is easy. Zoom out zooms out the page for us. Zoom and brings the page closer, and it also shows 100 as the default. In the presentation and its shortcut, it's not Alt+H. It's Alt+V. When you press Alt+V, I, O, and J are its shortcuts. Control plus or minus doesn't work here. Well, if you hold Control and use the mouse wheel, You can zoom in and zoom out the page, and it also works through the zoom slider. Although the zoom slider only works as long as we activate the status bar. If it's deactivated, it still won't show up here. If we turn it on, the status bar appears. It's the status bar that handles the zoom slider function. Secondly, we said that when caps lock is turned on or off, it also shows us that we have a ruler. But as we said, in WordPad we only have one ruler, the horizontal one. It doesn't show the vertical one. It just lets you choose whether it's there or not. We can turn it on. The second thing is, what should be the unit of measurement for our ruler? Should it be inches, centimeters, points, or something else? Right now, it's set to inches. We can change it again. For example, we can set the ruler's unit of measurement to centimeters. Now it's in centimeters, or we can set it to points, or set it to picas, or other measurement units. When you change it, it will also change in the page tab. For example, if you go to the page tab, you'll see that it's not in inches here. For instance, based on the lesson, you learn that 1 inch is a quarter of the distance from the two sides. But when we type something here, you'll see there's no gap, because it's not an inch here. That's because up above, we need to check what the measurement unit actually is, whether it's 25 millimeters or 1 inch. So we have to write according to that. Changing the unit means we need to check what the unit is here. The unit changes from here when we change its unit. For example, if I set it to inches, then the unit for page tab or any other tasks we do there will also be in inches. The default is inches. We had already learned about word wrap in Notepad before. It's the same here. If you select no wrap, when you write text, your text will just keep going on a single line without any boundaries, unless you manually type a line break. Unless you type it yourself, it won't have any effect. Whereas if you choose wrap to window, it means the end boundary is the edge of the screen. You don't need this term. When it reaches the end of the screen, it automatically applies this term. But let's say no. We want the end boundary to be our ruler. Then we select wrap to ruler. Now, from this part that's attached to the page up to this part, it starts and ends at the margins. Now, it works according to the end of the text. And if you want, we can set it. It works based on Microsoft Word with this system. We right-click on this page. As we mentioned before, it brings up the property menu. There's nothing special here. We have a bullet list. We have a paragraph. This opens the paragraph settings, which we had already covered. We have paste, cut, copy, and delete. So the WordPad program is now finished. Later, we will cover Paint as well. And finally, dear friends, I ask that if you found these videos helpful, please like the videos to support us and help the channel grow, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next sessions. Goodbye.